Go, Ray, go.
Okay, welcome to Valley Strange, episode 22. Finally, we're back. It's been a couple weeks since our last episode, but, you know, things happen.
What did we do last?
We did the news articles.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we did the news articles, yeah.
Cool. I was like, fuck, it's... Because that was before I moved down.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been like almost a month since we've done shit.
Yeah. So, but hey...
Longer since we've done like an actual topic as opposed to...
Well, yeah, because our previous topic took us a long time. So this is another, I guess, loose topic, and we're kind of tackling a subject that is familiar to those in the Valley, hopefully. I'm pretty sure they've heard of this term before, and that is the Duende. And as far as we can tell from our readings, research, however you want to put it, that there is not a consistent
it's a bullshit word
that goes... that follows this particular cryptid.
Cryptids.
Last time we did the Lechusa, and that actually had more of structure, structure.
It's pretty specific
to the lore, and
aside from the iconography, yeah. This kind of goes all over the fucking place, literally. So.
In space and time in a lot of ways.
Oh, that's actually. Right. I did like that phrase that you put in here. I hadn't seen that one before. What was it called? For time multi-temp.
Oh, extraterrestrial. Yeah, that was from. What was his name?
Fun turn of bullshit phrase.
He's a paleoanthropologist who wrote a book called Identified Flying Objects. I never cited his name. I didn't want to look it up. It's Masters is his last name.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
That guy was fucking badass. I finished that book like a few weeks ago. I was like, what the fuck? This is dope. But yeah, I'm not sure if he coined it, but he used the crap out of it. And
maybe that's the first time I've come across it. And it just
I like
seems,
that. But yeah, it's for time travelers. It's fucking awesome.
It's a fun little turn of phrase.
Right. So we have to make sure that we introduce everyone as usual. And it's been a long while, but Daniel's actually in the room with us now.
Hey.
In the studio, No Man Studios.
Yeah.
We also have Roland, the muse of MoQuest.
The master of disasterbation.
Really improving there.
I think you spend more time coming up with those fucking little bullshit titles than you do preparing for episodes.
No,
and, that's part of your charm is the news, I guess.
I appreciate that, but I wish I could agree only in that. It takes no time at all, which is.
I think you're the muse of everything we're not supposed to do, so that's why we're doing it right. You know,
yeah. There we go. I'm here to help you. Not do you.
Yes, do the opposite.
Right.
Just like these Duendes here.
So like I'm just here to help, okay? Don't be a bitch.
So we're gonna go into a little bit of the origins, a bit of a history, some descriptions of these Duendes. So I mean, if you happen to have come across one yourself, post it on Reddit. Post it on Reddit because that's where all the truth stories are.
There's some Valley shit up there somehow.
But actually, do we have a Gmail set up for this mofo?
Yeah. So if you want to send anything to
send us
us,
spam phishing,
forward it to. Oh yeah. I mean, we need more princes from Nigeria wanting to offer us money. We got to fund. Keep the lights on.
If you want to be added to our spam folder listing, please send your inquiries to
valleystrangepodcast@gmail.com. Yes, that name was not taken, and it is ours.
Hooray. So. Suck it. Other people
that have a podcast named Valley Strange that wanted to get in on a Gmail account.
You can't get in on this shit because it's ours.
Yes, the name that's going to bring us millions.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna. Maybe they'll call us in with offers to buy it.
Yes,
and,
right.
When we deny them, then we'll end up all getting swatted, and I don't know, whatever. It'll be a glorious end to a wonderful thing.
Something.
You'll cut that part out. It's fine.
Sure.
Bring you back home.
So again, speaking of Duendes, have you guys had any experiences with a Duende, or like know anyone in particular who has?
Nah, not that I can think of. I mean,
I will say this. I can't say it's a Duende. It was obviously in my own head. I believe
can't
it.
Say I've seen a little dark shadow person.
We'll get to it where an adult or a person is inebriated in some way and they can see a Duende. And there was a point in time where I was drunk let's say. And I happened to see these little people dancing on the countertop in my apartment, along with a shape-shifting werewolf. Mm-hmm. Shape-shifting nutcracker. It went from a nutcracker to a werewolf.
Yep.
So that's where I can say that things were just kind of in my head at this point. But
are you sure that wasn't salvia?
Yeah,
that was not
salvia.
Mix it into your drink.
Crap.
That was not salvia at all.
And
it wasn't.
Did they tear the elastic in all your underwear, Ray?
No, but they did make my countertop dirty, and I had to use a lot of Clorox cleaner to get those feet stains off.
Yeah.
I'm lying. I never cleaned anything, but I mean, there were no feet marks on my countertop because that thing wasn't there.
I would have burned it. I mean, I know you love feet, Ray, but you know.
Or maybe they just were phasing into our reality a little bit. If they are indeed,
I didn't even think about that.
Extra dimensional beings.
They cleaned up after themselves.
I mean, maybe that's why we don't actually see like Bigfoot shits in the forest and Bigfoot,
that's
stuff.
true. Yeah,
they're just kind of flickering in for a sec, but they're here but not here. I don't know.
So,
I haven't looked into this topic too much, but I want to.
But we wanted to make sure that we get very authentic with this episode. So we made sure to have our Bud Lights and our Michelob Ultras ready to drink.
We need our trucker hats. And,
I'm kidding. We're not drinking any of that stuff.
Well, I mean, I'm wearing my Dallas Cowboys jersey for this episode. So.
And I'm the only one wearing flannel tonight. So I mean, I'm all alone.
Yeah, and I think I am wearing my 7 Needle Greyhound underwear.
It's made out of an actual greyhound. It's a very rustic thing from the.
Mm-hmm. It keeps you aerated or whatever. Keeps
the
undercarriage nice and demoistified.
So we'll get into the term duende. If you don't know what a duende is, Roland, do you want to give us a bit of a description of what a duende is? Apparently.
So it's just like we have here in our little handy do-dandy outline.
Yes, we do. Notes were taken, articles were read.
Quote unquote.
It's all internet based. Some quotes from books, maybe a bit of excerpt or something.
This is all from the best of the best Reddit scientists information that we could find.
And very highly award-winning, qualified article.
Wikipedia page?
Journalism going on.
Right.
No how and why articles this time around, surprisingly. So
I looked. A lot of it was again, they actually went into the multidimensionality of a Bigfoot, Sasquatch.
I still want to read about that shit, man.
Funnily that you did mention, I did see like a couple of like not coast to coast. I forgot the other name of the one I was watching, but there was a specialist, and he did talk about how maybe Sasquatch can step sideways and go invisible, because what else is there to explain? But then he also went on the offhand and said that they can see the exposure of like a camera or whatever in an area. So that's another reason why they're able to.
Don't worry, our dear 6 listeners will soon get to Bigfoot. That's coming.
So, anyways, Duende is what we've come across as originally. And I mean, stop me if I'm wrong here necessarily, Ray, but we thought it was something that it was associated with just like little shadow people kinds of things.
Yeah, because I think most. I've spoke with some people who actually claim to have seen duendes. I have an aunt who lives out in the sticks out in San Benito, and like apparently those have been seen.
You mean down the road from you?
Yes, but more than a mile. More than a mile away from my house.
You can still walk that distance.
Yeah,
right?
they have seen duendes out in the country, if you will.
Yeah,
and of course they associate those duendes with the devil or evil things,
So when we were looking through it, as it turns out, it's pretty much just a blanket term for any kind of small spirit or small sort of diminutive creature,
small cryptid. Because there is a debate where people wonder if these are. Or not really debate, but that'd be kind of cool to explore. But, these are either actual beings or they are spirits.
Right, yeah. They're like
for
earth,
lack of
earth
term.
elementals.
Yeah, earth elementals. That's one thing that came up in some of the readings.
So essentially, and they're not limited to what you would actually sort of expect. The termage applies to small people. Like we were talking about before, I found like some references to trolls, some references to like how they're able to like get taller or shorter because they're shapeshifters.
Take a break real quick, get the ice cream truck, and
hey, you want to be on the
man? He's here early. That guy doesn't usually.
Hey, have you seen a duende?
He doesn't usually show up until like 9. He's here. Oh, it's because it's the weekend. That's why. Okay.
No, it's because he knows that we're fucking doing this, and he wants us to get some icy pops.
Yeah.
And fucking, he's gonna guest star on this fucking podcast right now.
I'll share my mic with him. Come on in, dude.
So, the Iberian, Spanish, Portuguese, and South American term is where duende is generally originates from. Those sort of Latin cultures. In Europe, European cultures, they're goblins, elves, yada yada on there. But
but
as far as there's just the sprites,
do
the
a
brownies,
Wikipedia on little people or
red caps,
elves or whatever. There are
gnomes, dwarves, elves, the fae folk.
I mean, over here, there's probably.
Oh, I pulled up a little article of all of the different Spanish variations of duendes. And
there's 16.
It gets split even further again by region. So but they all refer to little people: elfos, números, trentis, ventolines, Castilian duendes, trasgos, tentirujos. All kinds of silliness.
Ooh, apparently there's Castilian duendes. They must pronounce their
Oh,
they must have the little lisp,
Yeah, exactly. They speak Castilian Spanish.
So they're probably also present in Argentina.
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
Mayonesa and manzanas.
They did. I did see an Argentinian reference in there, but. So they're said to exist on a plane situated between living beings in the spiritual world. Supposedly, they're interdimensional beings. Hence the reference to the fairy folk or whatever. But
there's also
just keeping it within the realm of like duendes and their direct correlates. Basically, if there's a country that has Spanish spoken in it in any moderate degree, you're going to have some sort of duende there.
Yeah,
right.
You're going to have some kind of little person.
I know you're saying like what kind of being it is, but people also say that it's what is it, like an unborn?
Oh right,
child?
Yes,
soul of unbaptized,
soul of unbaptized infants. There you go.
I was talking with Daniel about this before. Supposedly, like fairies would steal children because they have issues.
Apparently, they have difficulty reproducing. When they do reproduce, the children are deformed in various ways. And
what they do is they'll kidnap, supposedly unbaptized children.
Which Nick Redfern, going with this crazy shit, he suggests that way back there was like a thermonuclear war among the Anunnaki, and that
made them all barren and impotent.
So the Basques of Portugal and Spain or France, I think, I can't remember the fuck. I should get the book out. But anyway.
Basques?
No, the Basques.
Okay.
And the Basques are genetically apparently linked to Celts. And then Celts, we get a lot of like fucking, fairy lore out of and bullshit.
Right.
And so Redfern's whole thing, it's like, it's because of the byproducts of like all the like the fucking, radiation poisoning and stuff is like why they can't reproduce. And so they try to steal children so that they can propagate their species.
Was it?
It's fucking fascinating.
Wow. The Celts, I think they have the sprites and the brownies and
it's
I mean, could this be linked to like a changeling too?
Yes. So that's another supposedly prevalent. Like you can find a lot of
that's like a
generalities.
That's a superpower that they're
shapeshifters.
When they're supposed to have, they can shapeshift. They can turn invisible. So they share stuff with Bigfoot. They share shit with
they fuck with you. Yeah. Yep.
So duende is basically like we said, like they can encompass almost all cryptids in any way.
Yeah, I mean they so like going back to this, like they're also known as elves. They're also
goblins,
dwarves, trolls,
leprechauns.
Yes. It just depends on the region. Leprechauns obviously is Ireland. The Welsh is the red,
which is kind of like what we're finding in most cryptid,
Which
unless
is,
it's
goblins,
like Bigfoot, like you maybe like you get the Yeti or the
Yeah.
that kind of thing like that. But I mean, with the Lechusa too, like Native American culture,
right. So they literally call them the little people.
No, but like the Lechusas, like the Thunderbird. And like in other parts of the European country, like they're called something else. I don't remember what, but these duendes have different names depending on the region. And since we're speaking of duendes, we're speaking more of the Latin America.
Right.
Even places that Spain and Portugal went and fucked up. Because you have like duendes in the Philippines.
A lot of, I think a lot of the primary references to duendes are from Spain, Portugal, and the Philippines.
And then, Mexico, Southwest U.S., and then South America.
South Texas. Here we are.
Yeah, Mexico.
We get all that shit.
Mexico.
Pretty much.
This is fucking America, Daniel.
No, the border crossed us, man.
Yeah, it did. This was Mexico, like way the fuck back when. So So yeah, like there really is no one specific thing, like as far as what duendes are like it gets all over the place. I read about some that basically fucking control thunder and lightning, like one of their names literally means like thunderers or some kind of silliness. It's like cool.
Thunderers?
Yeah.
That's a real word?
Yes.
I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Well, because it's a silly word.
Oh. Well, yeah, but it's somehow trying to make
someone that calls down the lightning.
It's like you're a laborer, you do labor.
You got it, bitch.
You're a thunderer, you make thunder.
Yeah.
So basically,
it's not grammatically sound in any way. English majors, you're gonna calm your heart.
No. Well, I mean, I just got scared there.
Is that where this is coming from?
I go. I didn't learn this in my upper level
kicking in.
What special topics did I miss?
Remember your training.
So you're saying that duendes can also be like a Thor character.
So they can.
Thor was like big nose and like bigger, deformed.
There are duendes that have monster ass beards, or long ass fucking hair, and also long ass hair. And there are some that.
Are you a duende, bro?
Bitch, please. I ain't fucking 3 foot nothing.
We'll get into their appearance here in a sec.
You're more likely to be a duende than me, Ray.
So
an evil duende, as you know.
One thing that in there that I thought was neat, but you see kind of a 1-to-1 relationship with as places get colonized by Spain and Portugal, then you start seeing these stories of these little people popping up in the New World, and so that's kind of cool. Even though there's people that have tried to argue that like the Mayans had this one, like Tata Duende was supposed to be a god of antiquity. But people think like, maybe it's just actually like a fucking like spider monkey depicted on this piece of ceramic.
Because it fits the description. They're small, ugly little things. They look like people,
Let's see. And also when it comes to fucking just duendes, like elves and all these other little people,
and they steal your
shit. They live almost fucking anywhere. Caves. On rocky shores, mountains.
In your house, in the walls in your fucking house.
Little special.
Well, they have a preference for children's rooms. Oh, that's right. Yeah, the ring.
Well, those are the fairy circles, but then there's also the fairy mounds where they'll actually take you down in there and you go to fairyland. They're supposed to be like big, subterranean, well, I guess they can't be all that big, but they do get humans down there somehow, so they can't be.
That would also be like hobbits. Also,
yeah. Actually, it was funny. It was kind of fun because on one of the serious scholarly sites that Wikipedia offers, but there was like a subsection where it was like little people in like
popular culture
or sci-fi fantasy stuff, and they brought. I mean,
it seems likely that Tolkien more than likely took those kinds of references and because he's a linguistics guy. Like he wasn't,
Tolkien was also trying to like be a Christian apologist with his works as well. So like, I'm not sure how much we can really tip our hat to him for scholarship.
Anyways, and as an aside from that, yeah, you mentioned the hobbits, and that was just making me think of the fun one of the duendes with the backwards feet or whatever that they turn their feet around to fuck with people.
It said they're supposed to be able to like turn not just their feet but their legs around.
Yeah.
And so to
backwards
confuse people chasing them or whatever. Like,
that would probably stop me if I saw that. Be like, no.
Well, just like what was that fucking movie with what's his butt? That one with the fucking aliens.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, Charlie Sheen, yeah.
Arrival.
Arrival, yeah. Because there's another movie that has like a similar...
It's the same title.
Yeah, right. But I would love to cover that movie at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe for the... Not after the time travel series, but like kind of the weird science series. By the way, we do have other programs. If you're only aware of Valley Strange, we do have a variety of programs. Ray, would you like to plug them real quick?
Yeah, you can check out CineQuest. You can also check out back episodes of Anatomy Mixtape and Fat Food for Fat People. Also, be sure to check out our YouTube channel with all those names as well.
You got that pitch perfect announcer tone, Ray. How do you do it?
Ray's got
I'm trying.
Voice and face for radio, man. I keep telling y'all.
You flipped that switch.
That was a video. You'd love it.
Yeah, we don't need to see that though.
But yeah, Daniel, what were we talking about?
Yeah, bring it back in.
So
basically, like duendes and like little folk can pretty much live fucking anywhere they want, So
there's no concrete like reference to them in particular. It's just like,
so this is tied a little bit, more to like the lore on little people writ large, because there are certain areas like in Scotland where there's like, there's the type of like elf or little people that live on the rocky shores versus those that are on the hills. And there's like, there's varying behaviors.
Some of them are ass ugly, others are super pretty, and others are, I don't know, they're
like normal people.
2 meters tall, apparently, according to some accounts, which is bigger than I am.
I read about one that apparently the guy said it looked like one of the gremlins from Gremlins.
Yeah.
He thought Spike was smiling at him. Yeah. Oh, you saw that one. Okay, so what happened, just to tell Ray this story, the guy dropped some chewing gum in front of his couch.
It was Bubblicious, by the way.
Yeah. And he just sees a little...
Wait, what flavor?
He didn't specify.
It was probably original, which is trash. So
yeah, I'm thinking more watermelon grape, maybe.
The mint one's pretty good.
I would have gone under that couch. Fuck that. Stay away from that's the good stuff, little bastard. Yeah, he drops it in front of the couch, and he sees a little gremlin like Spike, and then a head sticks out, like
smiles at him,
and then goes and goes back under the couch.
I mean, it would have been badass if it was a Flasher gremlin. He comes out and fucking like
What was great though is the guy was like, and mind you, not Gizmo, cute, fluffy.
Yeah, no, he's like Spike. Yeah. I was
very specific, guys. Very specific.
Hilarious. And he smiled at you. Did you smile back? What? Like, I need more context. So
did you all make love?
And I checked under the couch later, and he was gone.
As was my gum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
he left the wrapper though. That bitch. Littering. No, like
so this is kind of some of the quality of the content we saw on Reddit, guys. As fuck.
Content like Reddit, fucking even the articles themselves, like we don't. Like I said, there's not a consistent.
No, they're all over.
It's consistent in the way that it's not consistent, all right? Because I mean, like I said, the Duendes can be like anything and everything, opposites.
Anything and everything. Yeah. They're always at the very least short, like as we were talking
possibly
ugly, maybe not so ugly.
Off the record was that Daniel mentioned that Duendes are like yin and yang. They're like both sides.
Not all bad, not all good. Yeah,
somewhere down the center.
But
I didn't want to. What's up? Go ahead. I'll
just more with like origin stuff. So one thing that came up, I can't remember if it was in the Jacques Vallée book or in the Nick Redfern book, but it was talking about Homo Floresiensis, which are like the hobbits of. So like the Flores Islands, I can't remember where the fuck they are. I think somewhere like Micronesia area.
You're talking about the.
But there's a little island where they found, an offshoot of, the Homo genus,
like actual pygmies.
Yeah, like
not,
but they're
not
like
the Greek,
no, not Greek pygmies in the mythology.
Were,
like no,
I remember reading
they've
about this
got
some time ago.
remains, just little 3 foot tall dudes, and they were just. And so there's a thought that perhaps some of these stories of elves and shit are somehow descendants of this one genus of Homo that was around for a little while. So yeah,
I mean, we all know they're aliens, but
I think they're fucking. If they're anything,
cool.
they're aliens. But
obviously, of course.
I don't necessarily have like the most a comprehensive history of cryptids myself. I've always thought it was interesting for the most part. I'd probably defer to the bullshit of Ray's experience with that, but I did want to ask. Have either of you ever come across such a fucking generalized term as duendes? Like as before?
No, I mean,
I haven't, and I think it's kind of fucking ridiculous.
like referring to a cryptid or referring to like anything. No, cryptids seem to be like very fucking specific.
They're very specific, but like as far as a term, they're supposed to what you'd expect to refer to a cryptid, and turning out to be like just like the most generalized term for fucking anything. Like, this is a ghost or whatever, or this is a.
No, I mean, like you have Bigfoot, you have and like this, I guess, Spanish, Latin America, the Chusa.
Yeah.
Again, it's called different things in other cultures.
Sure.
But we also have Bigfoot, but that kind of like is almost universal. Mind you, depending on the only other region is like what if it's in a cold area where it's a Yeti or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or the abominable snowman, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
But would you? Yes, but again, like in the sense of duendes.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Duendes
is that
can
like
be fucking any little cryptid?
Yeah.
Well, not even that. It can be like even a big fucking normal size.
Oh well, I'm kind of because the whole thing where like when they get to above 5, like over 4 feet, I kind of discount.
It's a troll.
No, I agree.
Cryptid.
But I'm just saying like that's also mentioned here
duende.
that they refer to it as that, and that was kind of surprising to me because in my thinking and whatever history I have with this term is that like they're small creatures.
Sure. I always thought duendes were about like a foot tall. Tops.
Yeah.
So like I've always thought it was associated to like fucking lawn gnomes or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like you as you're reading through these articles and stuff, like when you see
you just throw that shit all over.
It can be 2 to 3 to 4 feet tall,
and they're shapeshifters. So if they
shapeshift, so they can get bigger if they want to, But how are you supposed to? That's the problem I'm having with some of these.
You want to make it. You want to try to make a distinction between them.
Well, yeah, because I mean, most people whenever they say
because it makes sense.
Yeah, whenever they say like the term duende, everyone has an image in their head of what, and it's mostly just a size factor. Yeah. It can almost look like a fucking human being,
but their behaviors just go so. Yeah, they can go be anywhere.
Like people, they can be good or they can be brown
or just mischievous.
Yeah, if you're in a forest, they protect the forest.
They can be ass ugly.
They steal kids, or they
play with the kids,
or they play with the kids,
or they protect people, or they fuck with drunks, or
exactly.
Like
you're like, so who the fuck are these people? So like, is there like a certain like culture within duendes themselves? For instance, if they were to capture a duende themselves, like. This group, like they're the mischievous
many YouTube videos?
And then they have a name for these other group of duendes that are like the good ones, the protectors. I would assume that
like duendes have their own sort of like maybe like clan structure where they all are kind of into different shits. Like we like I'm a little duende, you're a little duende guy. I like hiding stuff. Oh, me too. Let's go hide stuff together and live in this little area of the world. But I don't know. So getting into real world conspiracy talk though, and the whole idea that you have this rise of stories about little people in areas where the Spanish and Portuguese are colonizing. There's this chick who wrote a thesis out of University of Mexico, I think it was. Can't remember what the fuck it was, but she looked at the stories of the duendes in Colombia as ways that gendered norms are reproduced and how violence against women is rationalized. And so then you think about these Spanish conquistadors coming in and going on, because Spain was pretty matrilineal for the most part. But they got to come to the New World like, well, it's just us boys now, huh? And so I wonder if the Spanish and Portuguese helped promote some of these tales to help with the terror that
to distract from the rapiness
on the indigenous populations.
Probably.
You know,
I mean, maybe.
Like I don't know.
Yeah,
like this is just something I was just like I was
wasn't
like
me.
Well, I was like 6 beers in last night, going like, wait.
Well, I know you since you're bringing that up, there is a certain account where a guy claimed that he was like clumsy. Right, the guy that was getting like he was coming back. He was coming back with bruises and stuff, but he was just and that he blamed all his bruises and stuff from his clumsiness. But apparently, the actual culprit were Duendes like kicking the shit out of him.
Yeah, so he felt it was less embarrassing to say, "Oh, I just trip all over the fucking mountain range and bust myself up." But
like
apparently, little gangs of Duendes were coming out beating the shit out of him. Like,
on the regular, apparently. And I go, and I'm kind of curious, like,
should have had sex with them when they wanted, you know?
how many times did he have to go out into the mountains, get his ass kicked before he could? Why didn't he defend himself? What did he have, right? Like, no, like a stick or a bat.
I
would have just made
into
it
the fourth dimension,
worse.
No, of course,
and then pop back in to punch him.
Right.
It's like like those fucking speedster fights in the Flash or whatever. You know, it's like
it's just
appear in one place, rattle punch real quick, and then zip around.
Stop hitting yourself.
So basically, Duendes are like tiny superheroes, almost like Ant-Man, if you will.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe Ant-Man was
almost like Ant-Man.
Maybe Ant-Man was based off of Duende.
They crawl up your ass and beat you up from the inside out.
Speaking of little people taking the story back.
That could have gone.
Oh man, it could have gotten really weird, but we're gonna push back to the cool stuff.
Fine.
But
back to the cool stuff.
Well, yeah. The cool stuff that we're talking about currently, not super tangents that
subjective.
are also cool. You're subjective, bitch. No, so I had an aha moment earlier today, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I hope these guys." So that's why I messaged you guys like, "Hey, I added some shit to the outline because I was like, well, how far back do these fucking stories of little people go?" Then I was like, "Wait, wasn't Bess from Egyptian mythology a fucking little person, like depicted as a dwarf with a beard and long hair,
hung like a horse?"
And he totally was, and yeah, he was hung like a horse in iconography, and was supposed to be a god of fertility, among other things. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I started looking a little further and going, oh, wait.
G-spots.
Then in Greek mythology, there are the pygmies, which are supposed to be little people. But apparently there was one of their gods who was making fun of Hera or some bullshit. And Hera turned this little like pygmy queen into a fucking crane. And so apparently for years and years after that, the pygmies were fighting cranes, and these fucking pygmies would ride goats into battles, like with their little slings and staves and shit. And I was like, that's fucking metal. And then there's I don't know if it's Philostratus, I assume, some other
Philostratus?
Yeah.
Sounds like a wrestler name or something.
But he talked about how the pygmies lived in caves, and once again invoking this underground imagery, hidden sort of nature of these little people. So
it's Philostratus.
It'd be kind of cool to try to, maybe follow that rabbit hole a little further at one point in our free time. Not to cover, but just, for our education. It's like, where do these little people come from? Where do these stories, originate?
Because I think at some point or another you can find, I mean, regarding if there's recorded history, that you can find a pinpoint where all these
kind of started, But then you go
sense of recorded history, maybe.
Yeah, but then you go, okay, let's go to the iconographic
but that's what I'm saying.
record.
You're only based on the recorded history, because you can't go any further.
Because we could probably do the same thing that we had to do with like the ancient Sumerians, the Babylonians and stuff. Yeah. Like look at these figures through time, and go, oh wait, Diana, that's Ishtar, and so on and so forth. But we already covered the Anunnaki and that sort of stuff in other episodes you guys can check out. So I guess we're going to go on to We're
going to just see what they look like, if you can identify them.
Yeah.
What would they look like? And again, this is not as clear either as well.
No.
So the accounts vary with the way these Duendes look. And like sometimes they're wearing hats, sometimes they have beards, sometimes they I don't know. They might be barefoot. They might be wearing shoes
or naked. They're bearded. They're
big dongers, like all that kind of stuff.
Ugly ass
or
like
small
pinched
hats.
faces. They wear overalls.
But one thing that I saw that was pretty consistent when they brought up their teeth, they were all like pointy.
Oh, they got sharp teeth
across the board, like sharp, pointy teeth, and that didn't seem to change from tail to tail.
Do you think like that the pointy teeth kind of just like just keeps it consistent with the fact that they could be evil creatures, or they?
Sure.
See, but I don't understand where the pointy teeth come about, because their diet, according to lore, is that they mostly eat like figs and shit like that.
Yeah.
And you don't need...
Unless sometimes they eat
right?
people. Yeah.
Well, I guess sharp teeth are good for all things. They're universal. I don't know. Like, I mean, are they eating children? They're not eating children. They could.
That's
what...
Again,
I think that's
with the inconsistency of the consistency.
In folklore,
sometimes
Mexican
they're nice to
folklore
people.
Be like, oh, the
they like candy,
take you and eat you, and
or people, or Soylent Green. Fucking we know, like it's everywhere. Really.
It's been consistent as far as like some of these cryptids in just even here in the valley that they end up being pretty much fear tactics for parents and kids.
Yeah. So there have been quite a few accounts of parents just flat out saying, look, it's like a cucuy or any of those other things. We use it to keep our kids in line.
Yeah, like,
like,
those
look,
tails,
trim your toenails or the duende's going to come and trim it for you. And if he fucks it up, you'll chop that fucking toe off. Or,
brush your teeth. Don't ever like rip off your teeth or some shit.
Don't.
I think I made that up though.
Yeah, well, maybe it's something.
It could be at some point.
As far as that could totally be one, but that's not the story I've heard.
Parents, if you're listening, you can have that one, right?
That's our gift to you.
What's some of the other ones? Be good, or they'll come and take you and turn you into one of them, or some kind of shit. It is definitely. Also, again, falling into the inconsistency of the ridiculousness is a society, a tool used by parents to help control their wasculate kids.
Right. So
just like Alan Dundee's discussion of like just urban legends, the hook hand guy. I'm pretty sure I brought up Dundee's
Llorona
before,
was
but I had
used
to read
as
a
well.
bunch of his shit. But he
so
was
has so is the Lechuza. So is like all of them. They've all been used as like some kind of tool for control.
Yeah, just look at the Jungian school of like psychology, and they get super into folklore and urban legend stuff as far as like how they serve as teaching tools and help generate ideas of what it is to be a citizen in a particular community or whatever. It's wild. Like
right.
Most of it's probably just psychoanalytical bullshit, but it is a neat read.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make it any easier to understand any of it. Writ large, again, like, but these are interesting little, like, sort of, I guess, elements of their use. It isn't straight out like, supernatural folklore. Like it has like, I guess a form of moral adjustments or whatever.
All right, I'm just gonna go back to like the descriptions of these duendes here
for the kids.
Again, if you happen to see one in the wild, you can kind of identify it at first glance.
What you do is you pee on it, and it thanks you.
It says that they have lack of thumbs. I mean, apparently people have gotten close enough to see that they don't have thumbs.
They've got four fingers on each hand or some such. Even though that picture we're looking at right there, this leather-faced looking goddamn duende.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and also little statues of little people and stuff. But also it's like, are we sure that that's actually like a duende, or is it just an offshoot of iconography from elsewhere? Like where, I'd be curious to see like when...
I mean, it looks like he's wearing
bullshit came about.
Yeah, because
like he's dressed like a friar.
Some could have four fingers,
or a fucking priest,
and a thumb. Like some have like 5 fingers, but they're like elongated.
And is that part of the difference between like kind of like the clans of the duendes?
Oh, yeah,
right, exactly, yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe we could be missing complete a whole.
But he does have those fucked up teeth.
I mean, the only thing we can do is capture Duende and interview it.
That's all we can do, right?
Or
no bars can hold me. Bloop, back to the fourth dimension.
Damn it! I thought we were using these bars were made of iron. Supposed to keep him.
You fool!
Yeah.
Indeed.
Again, quite a bit of diversity in appearance, and you have here Daniel assuming that these persons are part of the same phenomenon with differences in reporting and memory and flaws. And you have here the Frogmen of Loveland, Ohio, where 2 reports reliable sources. What did it say? That they were a cop?
Yeah, one was a cop in 1972, and the other one was a volunteer with like the
Cops.
Civil Defense Force or whatever in 55, I think it was. Yeah.
He's probably drunk.
But apparently, silvery, hairy, yellow-eyed, 3-foot-tall dude with ape-like arms. Wrong one. Frogman was. I didn't really describe that one because it was more like it was called a frogman because it was supposed to be like green skin, look kind of like a frog or whatever.
Yeah, a reptilian.
Yeah, probably a reptilian. Yeah, a reptilian and a duende fucked, and then you get the frogman. But in Kentucky in 1955, again, you have a family that gets terrorized in a little farm by silvery, hairy, yellow-eyed, 3-foot-tall dudes with ape-like, feature or arms. These guys fucking unloaded shotguns on this guy according to their stories, and it just pissed them off.
It must have been
and brought
bird shots.
friends.
It's too weak.
It's kind of cool little story. And then there's some of y'all might have heard of the Dover Demon in 1977. Supposed to be 3'5" and feet in height. No eyes, ears or mouth. But then there was another account that said it was green-eyed with a big head. But evidently there was some sort of academic or kind of a parapsychologist guy that went to the area to investigate. And apparently the Men in Black showed up to a place he was lodging at and were like, hey, is this guy here? And the chica was like, no, but he's over here. Apparently the Men in Black never went to go talk to him at wherever he was staying at. But apparently they tried to, tell like, yo, y'all need to shut the fuck up about this Dover Demon stuff. And like just cool stuff.
Well, I mean, as far as you can tell by the research and from the descriptions, I mean, it leads me to believe that there are different clans of duendes out there that we're just not, I guess, privy to. Like there is the umbrella term of duende, but what kind of duendes are there out there? Like you said, different types with like different types of hands, facial features, colored skin. I mean, the clothes. We can go with the clothes, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know who's doing their arts and crafts and knitting and shit. Within their clan that makes them their clothes. But yeah, I don't know. I am also kind of theorizing a bit in my head that these duendes could also be those black-eyed children.
Yeah.
That kind of come through.
BKs, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck
guys
those
are
things.
fucking terrifying.
Those are scary.
Yeah, those
are
scary.
scary.
I go, first of all, children are scary.
Yeah.
And then you have black-eyed children fucking knocking on your door asking you to fucking come in.
I need to use the phone. And they're hiding their eyes all the time in their hoods and shit.
Die, devil!
Calling the cops.
And this is why I want to own a gun.
Exactly.
Just in case a BK shows up at my house.
Not in Texas, you little shit.
Well, actually, Castle Law still wouldn't work there because they have to like enter the home.
Oh, yeah. Fine. Still calling the cops.
You go, come on in, children. Wait, never mind.
Blah, blah. But then
I tricked you.
But then, just like in Kentucky, they just pisses off the little, cryptids, and they come kill me.
Then they would come and get. Ooh, then don't fucking open the door. Forget it. Don't fucking open the door.
Shoot through the door maybe, but that might.
Yeah. No. Yeah, they're gonna peek their head in and be like, assuming that you're
through the mailbox.
That's an invitation to come into that fucking hole, right?
Just stick the gun in there.
Then they turn to smoke and filter in, reassemble. Like fuck.
So we want to go into what they're about, what is their purpose, what are the
things they do?
What do they do?
Like,
Yes.
what are duendes and what do they do?
It turns out all kinds of shit.
And again, if you are a person out there who has experienced a duende in your home,
we would love stories from our listeners. If anyone's, even if you heard some shit from your aunt when you were a kid, just come on, just let us know. And we might have like a little short mini-sode about, just, hey, if we ever get a fucking email from you people.
Yeah. Or you can leave us a message on our Anchor website. Yeah, you can also just voice message. You can do that as well.
We reserve the right to call bullshit on anything that anyone has told us.
But we'll be nice.
Yes.
Well, we won't let Roland.
We would call it fine print, but it's Roland, so it's the Roland print of the.
I can be.
It's already been whited out already.
Nice.
And again, we kind of briefly mentioned this, is that duendes can be they can be good, they can be bad, right? They can be I say bad, but like evil,
just mischievous is another term they throw around a lot.
Right? They like to steal items from your home. If you happen to lose something in your house, and you're almost certain you put it in a certain place and it's just gone, that means a duende may have taken it.
Where the fuck is my Michael Keaton era Batman figure?
Yeah, that's right.
You go, how dare you not assume that these fucking duendes aren't fans of the 1989 Batman, right? All right, that's just ignorant.
Go steal your shit from Walmart like everyone else.
They are. Where my figure went, goddamn little bitches.
They get their own goddamn.
The type that had the little, batarang on the belt, and then it just go.
Now that you're bringing up the fact that you miss it.
I remember that.
According to the lore, they'll bring it back.
I should just,
well, it's possible.
Actually, I need to fucking break into the house that I
leave some candy
when I was 5.
And a saucer of warm milk and a drop of blood from your own drop of blood and some hair from a identical twin.
I mean, if you want
a Good Friday.
Oh, that's only you, Roland. That's gonna be all you.
Born on a Good Friday.
It would not have been a Good Friday.
Probably not. It would have been a shitty Monday.
There've been fucking thunderous clouds coming over.
Exactly. Sorry.
Rainy urine.
No.
Can't help you.
We just got to get Orly's hair.
There you go. Problem solved.
Bitches.
Got it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We also have
yes. Thank you for not eating your brother in the womb.
I have a connection to your salvation and your protection. You're welcome. Go fuck yourself.
Are you my protector? Is that what's going on?
Wait, are you making this about you now? Because I just want my fucking Batman figure back.
Give it back, bitch.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I lost my SD card recently. Give it back, you son of a bitch.
Now you brought the curse of the Duende upon you, man.
Oh shit! I'm cool. I'm cool about it.
Have you looked up your ass?
I have. I dug deep. It's not there.
Maybe not. Look again. Let me pull it up for you.
Yeah. You want to reach in? You want to reach in, motherfucker? Go get it.
I found it. Had to get in up to the elbow, but you're welcome.
Right.
This bitch.
So what other instances do we have of duendes and their behaviors around people?
So
shit. I mean, on this one, so shout out to this podcast I found on Spotify. It's just called Paranormal Mysteries Podcast, and I think this was mostly a collection of just user or listener submitted tales, and then they're just narrated on the show. But evidently, there's this one gal that's later on. But I'll get into that story now. There's a woman who claims that when she was a child, a little infant or whatever, duendes would move her and misplace her around the house. They never stole her, but the story goes that
stuffed her into the cupboard. It wasn't me, Mom.
The first instance, she was in her crib. Mom put her down for a nap or whatever. Then all of a sudden they couldn't find the fucking baby. And they thought it was maybe her slightly older sister.
It was a witch.
But I think her sister was 2 or 3 and the crib was had high gates on it or whatever. But it turns out that the fucking baby was underneath the crib. And apparently this went on for a while where the baby would just be moved locations.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I think I told you before
when they moved from somewhere in Mexico to Arizona. So either the Duende just didn't follow them, or it was localized to that house.
That was the territory of a different clan, because apparently that's another thing. Duendes are very territorial. So if we're going to buy into the culture conspiracy of the Duendes, the Arizona Duendes might not have taken kindly to an invasion from the Mexico Duendes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude. Yeah. Dude, nationalistic cryptids.
Oh shit!
I did think it's interesting, though.
Guys, look, I don't want to say that we're breaking new ground whenever we do these podcasts, but we're breaking new ground, right?
But I'll say it. I thought it was interesting, or a funny thing.
Shit, guys.
The accounts that I've read about babies being found under their cribs were, I think I told you before, were related to witches, and they'd be found dead under there. So I was like, huh.
You say that. Now I'm thinking Casey Anthony.
I don't know what happened to her. Where's my baby?
Dude, I'm just thinking that right now. Like Casey Anthony, this is all tied in with these fucking.
Is she a Duende?
Maybe she's not.
How tall is Casey Anthony?
You know what? You know what? Look at her face
between
clearly,
18 inches.
I think she has pointed ears. She might. I don't know.
She have pointy teeth?
No, I don't think she has pointy teeth.
Nah, she gives too much head to have pointy teeth.
Oh, she knocked them all out. Gotcha. Never mind.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm not really mad about Casey Anthony, but her lawyer dude that she's fucking will probably sue the shit out of us.
Oh, yeah.
How dare you say that about my bitch?
Yeah. But she does give real good head.
All right.
That you mentioned.
Kind of.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that could be a Duende, bro. I see it. We're looking at a picture of Casey Anthony right now.
She looks like 4 foot nothing or some shit. She's
Yeah, dude. So let's assume that like her lawyer's like 5'10", and that pig behind her is about 6 foot.
Yep. So
she's on stilts. She's really 4 feet.
She's standing on blocks.
I think we just solved the case.
Yes. Case closed. Open and shut case, Johnson.
There's new evidence being brought to light.
Wait a minute. All right, I got something. There's another story. This was actually from the Paranormal Mysteries podcast, where a dude or a guy's uncle who was in Guatemala at the time was apparently traipsing through the forest and heard a little voice coming from a tree like, "Hey, you got any smokes?" You know, and because apparently this duende wanted a cigarette, and the guy was like, "No, man, I got like 2 left for the rest of the day." You know, like it's a long walk back to the village.
Give me your lighter.
And the duende's like, but I'll make you really sick and you're going to die. And
those better be unfiltered.
Sure enough, man, like a couple weeks later, the guy's uncle fell like really fucking ill and they thought he was going to die. He pulled through or whatever.
It had nothing to do with him smoking 2 packs a day. No, none of that.
No, you don't have problems until you start smoking like 3.5 packs a day.
There we go.
It's those duende and their trickster ways.
Yeah.
I put ricin in your cigarette like in Breaking Bad. Where do you think they got the idea?
So let's see.
Okay,
that was the other Duende story, but then here's the okay. So
this is where we're linking the little people to aliens.
Oh, we
did child abduction. I'm sorry. Like we did talk about Casey Anthony. I thought we were talking about child abduction already, but we do have the fact that duendes barter with adults to acquire children to serve as food, which I didn't mention whether or not duendes do eat them.
And
take them. Yeah.
So in some cases it's for food, and others it's to like I don't know, turn them into a duende somehow.
One of the best of the unbaptized abductees here for you,
which ties into the whole fucking crazy idea of human-alien hybrids.
Do duendes kind of like scout out abortion clinics for those who actually walk in, but then walk out without actually going through it?
Ray, you're talking about the.
I think there's a chance.
Prime rib.
You're talking about the modern duendes, Ray. These are old world.
They're hanging out with the protesters.
The duendes of folklore.
They didn't go through with it.
Right.
Let's scout their house.
Just see little signs walking around.
We're here to protest.
Oh shit.
Okay.
It's a life, not a choice. And I can eat that choice. Or it's my choice to eat the life.
Win-win. Abortion's bad. Baby's tasty. I mean, good.
But yeah, so I think earlier I got into this whole thing about, Red Fern, talking about the Anunnaki, and the Basque-Hell connection. So we can skip all this, but
the Basques.
But yeah, then he continues on the idea because Red Fern's talking about aliens, but in relation to little people stories and stuff, it's about like continually propagating these human alien hybrids.
Well, yeah, but even like the Greys are considered like 3 or 4 feet tall. Kind of
but also there's people that think that the Greys are actually drones made by time traveling humans to have a long term monitoring effect on the human population.
HowandWhy.com did put out an article recently saying one of their NASA guys saw a 9-foot alien giving orders to some of the other astronauts.
Interesting.
Just saying.
It was just Gene Simmons in boots.
He wishes he was that important. Get the fuck out of here.
But
he played bass.
Lots of Gene Simmons fans here tonight.
Perhaps, so in the notes here, I just said moving on now because I just got into time travel bullshit and there's just a bunch of crazy ideas that I want to cover that book at some point and that phenomenon of ETs being actually fucking time traveling us.
Right.
Just fucking cool.
And we did mention earlier about the fact that they also help. They protect forests, but they also help people find their way home. Which again, which clan of duendes is this? Is this like the Good Samaritan duendes?
Yeah. But then it's also said that duendes,
the bitch duendes.
I think it's the Tata duende in Belize is said to be mostly benign until you start fucking with too much of the forest, particular animals, and then it can fucking make
you take a piss on the wrong tree.
Could really fuck you up or even kill you in response.
They'll give you ball cancer.
Climate change activist.
It's the Earth Liberation Front.
Don't fuck with the Amazon.
Oh fuck, we're blowing this open, guys.
You litter bug bitches. Clean up after yourselves.
We're making all kinds of revelations.
It's that Charlie Kelly meme right now.
The duendes will come after you for littering and turn your asshole inside out.
So I went to her office and I was like, Sarah.
And I did find this amusing that it says that duendes are obsessed with hygiene.
Yeah.
And we did mention you don't. Maybe that's why parents use this as a way to get their kids to fall in line, clean themselves up, clip your toenails, wipe your ass, right?
Shit.
Brush your teeth,
eat your peas,
clean your ears.
Can't have your pudding without your peas. First.
Wash your hair.
Yeah.
Clean your butthole again.
Yeah.
And then double check the butthole because sometimes, stuff kind of like you relax in the shower a little bit.
Right.
Like you need to,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know about you guys. I always wipe after a shower. Just got to be sure. Yeah.
You always have to be sure. I mean, just don't like rub your ass raw, but I mean.
How else do you know?
What if I like it?
Yeah. it's how you're sure.
If that gives you a reassurance about your asshole being clean, then by all means.
I don't feel
I
good
can't
until I
walk
start
out of
seeing
there
red
and-
blotches
Exactly.
on the fucking TP.
I need to feel. I need to feel
I know I'm clean.
properly chapped.
It goes from brown to red.
There you go. That's how you know it's clean.
And then you look out of the corner of your eye, you see a duende giving you a thumbs up and shit.
Oh, no. The Duendes dismayed.
Aww.
I thought I had a job this evening.
Right? He just like snaps his finger at you.
Shit.
Bitch. I'll get you next time. I'll go bother your cousin or whatever the fuck.
And there's one thing that I find interesting about this little detail here is that if you whistle, they whistle back.
Well, no, they whistle.
They whistle. I'm sorry,
And then
they
if
whistle.
you
We whistle back.
They'll come fuck with you, just like Lechusas.
That's what I was about to say.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Like-
it's almost the same thing. Maybe Lechusas are the ones transforming into Lechusas. Maybe that's not the witch necessarily.
Word.
You never know.
You mean maybe the Duendes are the ones transforming into
Yeah.
the
Since they can
Okay.
shapeshift or whatever, who says they can't assume like an owl form?
So
or
that
form
was
of,
that was what I was trying to
And if
remember
they
as
can be
far
as
as
tall
the,
as 5
the
feet
connection
tall
to the Chusas.
on average.
Yeah. The connection to the Lechusas is the shapeshifter aspects or whatever that are associated to.
Yeah, because it's a witch who's shapeshifting into a Lechusa, or maybe it's actually a witch duende shapeshifting.
I mean, I think there's like parts of this outline where you guys can tell I was like tired or really hammered and lost my mind. But I was like, what the hell is it with cryptids and whistling? Like, oh, fuck, the 7 dwarves.
Yeah.
Whistle while you work.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And like, holy shit. So is it something like for like just dwarf lore in general where they whistle? Like, because I
don't know.
Yeah, it's
Crazy. What is Disney trying to tell us?
Oh, everybody knows that Disney's
pay your taxes.
Based in everybody knows that
whistle while you work, just so you can be content or somewhat mind-numbing.
The origins of
and being productive. That way, you can pay your taxes. That's the whole point.
The origins of Disney can be traced back to the good old, lovable, wholesome Satan worshippers of the old. No problem.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
As we all know.
Yeah, but I literally, I seriously, not literally, but I seriously had a moment of, oh shit, Snow White.
What did they do to
It's
her?
all connected. Fuck.
More connections we're making here. God damn.
We're just blowing
You know what?
open.
It's a good thing we only do episodes every couple of weeks because we'd be like conquering the world right now, with all this shit.
Yeah,
we'd be the next QAnon. Like that's how big we would be.
We can't handle that responsibility, the power.
We're gonna get all the smart people to come and believe in us and stuff. Now we're gonna move on to.
Speaking of,
give us all.
Sorry, speaking of college stuff, real quick. I was remembering this
on.
one story that I read on Reddit last night about this guy who was talking about some experience his wife and he had in Arizona. 12 years ago, but he was like, just so you know, this is a burner account.
Yeah, I thought that was so.
I haven't talked about this in like 12 years. My wife and I are both college educated.
Like anybody
blah, blah,
fucking
blah.
cares.
But here's the Duende story.
Community college, maybe. Bitches. Yeah.
But it was just funny because the guy was just like, hey, we're not bumpkins.
We moved out of that little town 12 years ago and then moved back and had kids. But that's not related.
But yeah, so I mean, I think clearly
it was a fun story.
Despite all these great connections that we're making, blowing cases wide open, figuring out how the Earth Liberation Front,
you've got to watch out for those
Anthony and Duendes are all part of the same fucking conspiracy. But the behaviors of these Duendes varies. Their appearance radically varies.
It varies. It could just be anybody. There's no one thing.
Right. Again, which kind of leads us to believe that there are different clans of duendes lurking about. At least I believe that right now. Like that's what I'm convinced.
That's what I'm kind of led to believe. Like
I'm convinced.
I'm convinced.
But I still think if they're aliens, like.
But there's also different types of aliens.
No,
too.
I'm not arguing that.
Yeah,
but I think that duendes are aliens, and they're just
they're just different. Yeah.
But there's different flavors of because they talk about fucking grays sometimes vary in appearance and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
But the only thing that they have in common, once again, going behaviorally, is they're very kind of drone-like and very stiff with their movements and shit. Fuck, this is cool.
So we're gonna move on to ways for you, the listener, and share this information with anyone that you know, just in case you need to survive a duende encounter.
Protect yourself.
How to protect yourself in case you come across a duende. All right, we're giving you this information for your own good. That way you can be safe and keep your family and friends safe as well.
Step into a ye olde sex shop and find yourself a cold wrought iron butt plug, and you're safe. You're surprised.
Well, it's not hygienic. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Sorry. What I meant to say is you order this from that. What's that service called? Goop. Whatever. You can get a.
You order fucking Gwyneth Paltrow's fucking like pussy perfume.
Yeah.
And you go,
Yeah, that'll keep them up.
but to be serious, though.
Smells like a shitty actress.
I didn't add this into the way to survive a duende encounter, but the funniest way to do it was relation to fairies. But it was like, how to avoid being fucked with by fairies. Avoid areas that have fairies.
Just wandering around the middle of nowhere at night on my own.
Stay the fuck away.
Skipping my merrily way home. Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many times an adult is captured by a duende, but this would be information that you would share with your child.
Maybe.
Or maybe your nephews or nieces or whatever.
Scare the shit out
Says, if you are captured by a duende, and a way to be set free is to hide your thumbs and present your
I
fingered
should have done
hands.
that at work the other day.
What you do.
Because we went to the fucking school.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you should
And
have.
little kids, been like, hey,
Hide that thumb
heard
up.
about duendes?
Duendes. Ah! Yes. Hide your thumbs. Hide your fingers.
Hide that thumb up your ass. They'll never find it.
Well, you don't say that. That's
But yeah, but basically just,
What are you talking about? This is good advice.
It's like
This is a solid
it's like a who's got
recommendation.
your nose trick for a cryptid.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you fuck up,
Just go, oh, look,
I'm like
one
you.
thumb.
I'm like you. Except like 10 feet taller.
Yeah, just give them a 4 and just be like, I don't know, look, what is this? I don't know, like I have no thumbs. Like,
We're the same.
He must be one of us.
Yeah, but then what if they're like, take your shoes off? Oh shit! Assuming duendes have 4 toes, but
but Mr. Duende, I can't. I don't have thumbs.
I can't do the laces.
Touch your toes and lift your sack.
That was a test.
So again, if you do want to make sure that your children, nephews, nieces are safe, hide your thumbs.
Smooth as eggs.
God damn. Now, Roland, you want to give us kind of the next way to survive a duende encounter?
Where did
Okay,
we leave
now
off?
we
Is it
did the second one. This is the
bullet
second one.
point
The
down.
second bullet point
So
down
in
there.
the second, only encountered once in our vigilant research. A person claims that one can be rid of a duende as follows.
Now he says like once because this is like this may or may
It's
not work.
written like it's
right?
it's the Old Testament
So,
or some shit.
But try it out.
To banish one, all should dress in red with a cross drawn on the forehead. Is it an upside down cross or a normal
Hopefully.
cross?
Is this
if you
an,
do it right.
Is this an eyes wide shut kind of thing?
Yeah, a Maltese cross or where are we going here? A fire should be made in which incense or myrrh should be burned. Every so often, throw in hair taken from an identical twin born on Friday. Good Friday.
Yes.
Sprinkle holy water left and right and recite the magnet prayer. Or just move home. Or just
I
get the fuck
have
out of there.
No idea what the fucking magnet
I
prayer
almost
is.
thought it was a magnate prayer, but no, like
I hunted.
I read
You
your
hunted for it,
I read your little thing here about that.
Well, yeah, but our listeners can't fucking read
No,
those
but so
flowers.
like that is you can go
You know,
into that.
it's funny
right
is
here
that
in a
like
minute.
with our Lechusa episode, there was also prayers that you have to say forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
And mind you better be able to say this clearly and
It sounds
quickly.
like
And
Fast,
calmly.
and calmly fast, and
sounds like
while a fucking huge ass
What's the
Lechusa just
fucking
flying
Lechusa?
towards you.
It's just standing there giving you. What the fuck is this thing doing? It's giving you a sobriety test.
motherfucker.
Say this forwards, now say it backwards. Now look to the left, and look to the right. Now walk a line with it with
You
a
have
straight.
9 knots in the rope. You
Shit.
fucked up.
You go,
No,
you go say it backwards. I'll wait.
fuck, I'm drunk. Wait. Ah, shit. Yeah, it sounds like a Lechusa sobriety test or some bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous.
Daniel, you want to go on to the
Yeah, I
next
kind
one?
of. It's just a little side note because when I was trying to figure out what a fucking magnet prayer was, I was like, I have no idea what the fuck that means. So I look it up. So I go, magnet prayer on Google, which just meant, oh, you want prayers on a magnet? So there was just all this bullshit, and so I was like, well, fuck. And then,
The refrigerator magnet prayers.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
Psalms from
yeah.
Hobby
So
Lobby.
somehow I found an article talking about something called magnetic prayer, which I was like, oh, maybe this is what they were trying to reference. And it's some kooky shit where it was whatever right here. Yeah, it's when you partner with God, drawing on heaven's resources at the very moment he is ordering them. Whatever that means. So it's somehow you're supposed to have this like idea that God is actually using his witchcraft on earth.
Yeah.
And then you pray during those moments, and then you're gonna have a higher chance of success or whatever.
Right. So God puts it in order, and when he places that order, you piggyback on that shit. And
That's
Do you think maybe like the magnet prayer was like more recent
like
edition?
ordering what? Like is he like replenishing
like,
heaven's
it's
school
like some
supplies
kind
or
of
some shit?
Catholic church kind of thing. Like we need to get rid of all these magnets that we got.
Yeah,
all these
yeah.
prayers on them.
We need
Like,
more
just
paper
throw that out
clips
there, right?
and thumbtacks.
Because a lot of these duende encounters and stuff like that usually revolve around like the superstition of like Catholics and stuff like that.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
A lot of the time. So I mean, like maybe that is a way to sell these fucking magnet prayers that you put on your refrigerators. And you're gonna
Everybody knows you get magnet prayers at the church gift shop.
You gotta make sure you get Abuelita her little
Right.
magnet prayers for the
Go to the
refrigerator.
San Juan Shrine gift shop, guys, and buy yourself some magnet prayer
then the only other fucking
fridge clips
thing I found on magnet prayer is the money magnet like ritual that Catholics will basically give head to Saint Michael in some way through their words. And
I know about this one. Oh yeah, I was just reading about it. The other. Yeah.
you still have that bad taste in your mouth.
No,
You light a candle.
that's the
Dear Saint, over there already.
that's the taste of purity and goodness and cleanliness, whatever. Okay,
But
so
apparently, if you're a broke ass bitch, you can
Those are-
invoke Saint Michael to
just
help with your cash money problems.
Find your local bruja, and they will take your fucking
Money.
hundies and put them in the shape of a cross, and there you go. You're blessed. You're forgiven or protected.
Now we go on to again. It's kind of like surviving a duende. What level of danger is a duende to humans?
Also, it
necessarily?
varies.
Again, varies as well.
They could
Duende
be
reptilian connection.
They could
busting
be
this open
as-
again.
Bust it open.
Reptilians,
Bust.
some like
busting
to
a
eat
nut
humans.
in your ass. Right. Start that.
Some duendes like to eat babies.
Mm-hmm.
Reptilians are said to be shapeshifters. Duendes are said to be shapeshifters. Are we talking about the same fucking alien?
I think so. It's easy to make that
Do
connection.
reptilians like to pinch asses of women that wear skirts? Because duendes apparently do.
I mean, look at the, fucking royal court in England, like.
You go, Jeffrey Epstein was an alien.
And that's why they killed him, not the fucking child
you're right.
ring
Not the-
bullshit.
not the rape island or
He's not
anything
gonna be
like
like,
that.
here's the expose, Weekly World News.
It wasn't a fucking golden ticket you could take to the pedophile
And
express.
actually, does Weekly World News still produce physical copies of magazines? Because I want to
don't
get a
know.
subscription if possible.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, there's a lot of things that have been moved on from Weekly World News. There's
You mean,
14 Times. There is also
14 Times, yes.
Atlantis
14
Rising.
Times.
Like all these fucking magazines, like physical magazines that like have taken like basically Weekly World News and tried to like make it like legit.
Wait, it's an oxymoron because Weekly World News is legit. Bitch.
Oh, excuse me. It's redundant.
I mean,
Bad Boy lives.
That's my first reference, Bad Boy.
I used on so many covers of those
Christ.
things growing up, man.
You gotta get that T-shirt, man. Like,
But so yeah, continue on. How dangerous are these guys to humans?
yeah, again, we mentioned the fact that like they've kicked the shit out of somebody who went into the mountains.
Or other
They
times
kidnapped kids,
protect you, or other times they can be a little rapey.
Evidently we covered all this section in our answer
talking about
earlier.
earlier.
I mean, they could kill you too. So I mean, there's that also. What other?
So there's no consistency with any of this. They could do stuff that anybody
They
could
do
fucking
various
do.
types of things, right?
Like anyone else.
Right.
Great. They're
Now, we'll go on to this last part of our Duende expose. Yeah. How do they compare to other cryptids? And then we kind of like touched on this just a little bit. Is that like Duendes?
Apparently they're every cryptid, so
They could be.
How do we
Because they can
compare
shapeshift,
them?
right?
Exactly.
They can be a Lechusa probably. They can probably be a Bigfoot, a Yeti. What a Mothman.
Right.
What other cryptids
Do you think
are
that
They could
they
be greys.
shapeshift into greys and other alien forms to give those aliens a bad rap because they're like, we were here first fucking with humans?
Right, because
Fear them,
if
and then
you
it
don't-
keeps the duende
if you make
existence
the,
under
right,
wraps.
probably.
if you're trying to make
layers
it so
of
that
smoke screen behind smoke
Right.
screen behind smoke screen, dude. Like,
Right, so like any of these other cryptids that we've mentioned, like they actually do exist, but the Duendes come in, being tricksters themselves, can come in and give those cryptids.
going
bad
back
raps,
to
right, exactly.
But also going back to like Spring-Heeled Jack, that's another little person or little people based cryptid, and
murder.
right around.
So I mean, just in your personal thoughts, do you think Duendes exist on this plane?
On this physical plane that we
Yes.
encapsulate and share. No.
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 Now, what do you think?
I'd love to be proved wrong for any Duendes that are out there listening.
Yeah, one pops out a little jack
Come at
lantern
me.
right there.
Come
Hey,
at
what the
me.
fuck, man?
He goes, "I'm gonna rip off your dick tonight."
Good luck.
When you moved out, I was here, and you came back and took my room, bitch.
Get a job, motherfucker. I ain't sharing. I pay bills. Go fuck yourselves.
Daniel, like, what are your thoughts on fucking the existence of Duendes?
Yeah, so insofar as their connection to aliens, yes, because I think aliens are out there.
I'll believe in the Greys.
Do I
But
believe they
Duendes can
exist
fuck
on
off.
this plane? Yes and no. When they're here, just like reptilians and other Bigfoot and other things that phase into our reality for a little amounts of time, they're here. They exist on this plane. So yes and no.
When they're
then
not here,
they fuck off. And so then they're not on this plane. They technically do not exist, on this plane. So I know it's a real middle of the road answer, but I've been trying to think about this a little bit. Just like, okay, particularly after reading, Valle and Redfern, just going, okay, this is kind of crazy. But it's kind of starting to track in various ways. And maybe I'm just losing my mind more and more than I
I was going
think.
to say you're drinking too much of the Kool-Aid.
This is beer, thank you. But so yes and no on the real. How's you, man? Like,
Say yes, Ray.
Well,
I've seen them.
I'm not gonna say I've
There's
seen
your
them, right?
answer.
I'm gonna say.
I saw.
I'm gonna say that
Drunken fever dream.
as we've researched and read some of these articles, I think that maybe they might be tied to aliens in some way.
Sure.
Them being shapeshifters and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm also under the assumption that maybe if they are on this particular plane, that there could be different clans of duendes, which would justify or validate all the various descriptions that we have of duendes, the way they dress, the way they behave, the way they act. You know, like,
yeah. So like when they're here, they have like their missions from
whatever
fourth dimension control or whatever. Okay, you guys are gonna go keep humans in line by fucking just keeping them like out of their heads a little bit. Like, I know I put that fucking thing down right there, you know, and the rest of you guys are gonna try to kill babies so we can fucking eat them because they're delicious. It's like veal.
He stole my stash.
You know, that would also tie into the whole the Democrats drinking the blood to keep themselves young and stuff like that. There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
Right. Yeah, that. You mean the demon rats?
We're definitely on a list
Is it
now.
adrenochrome? Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called?
It's stem cells.
Making connections.
Yeah. It's the secret of the fountain of youth.
Valley Strange, making and forcing connections.
So, I mean, as far as duendes are concerned, I don't know. I mean, well, I would.
So no, maybe. Yes, no.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
Them,
I'm gonna say I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say I don't know, but leaning towards yes. Let me say that, all right? I'm always skeptical. I'm always skeptical of my own thoughts, all right? I can't just say yes or no. I'm kind of like in the middle, but leaning towards yes.
I mean, for me, like 10 years ago, I'd have been like, no, aliens don't exist. I was like, yeah, there may be life somewhere else, but they don't.
I remember that. Actually.
I had to fight people because I was studying archaeology, but the thing was, they bring all this ancient alien stuff to me, and we're like, crap. And I was like, I don't know. I know a lot about a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, I can't tell you what's going on in this other part of the world that I've never, like, well, did you hear about this one weird place? No, because I don't fucking study that.
So the official Valley Strange Duende existence
stance?
Well, I was going to say, stance.
I have all the best words.
Always.
Is maybe?
Is maybe. Maybe. A definite maybe. Quite possibly possible.
All right.
But I think that an argument could be made, you know, if you legitimately believe in lechusas, then by proxy or by extension, really, then duendes exist.
Right. Right.
Valley Strange consensus. Agreed. Yeah.
Right. You know.
I mean, I would like to, again, if anyone out there is listening.
What do you think?
How much validation do they put into any of the stories they've heard or possibly things that they've allegedly seen?
Yeah, I mean, because
they always they did mention in one of these articles is that, like, again, if you happen to be drunk and you see one out of the corner of your fucking eye, it's always out of the corner of the fucking eye, unless it's a fucking lechusa that's coming at you like full force in front of you.
And we talked about this on our
face.
Group chat earlier, where, you know, one of the funnier things about a lot of the Reddit posts, people claim to have, I've got photographs and I'll upload them when I get home, and then there's nothing else posted on the fucking.
We put them up to my MySpace
because the Duendes killed them.
Yeah.
Possibly.
The Men in Black got them.
No,
that's true. There we go.
That's true. I don't know.
Oof.
Maybe they're gonna come.
Weird.
Who's that knocking at the door?
Black Eye Kids.
Oh shit!
Get the gun.
Mom.
Mommy. Don't answer it. Tell them to go away.
She goes, they're selling cookies.
We don't want them. These cookies suck.
They said they need to use the phone.
COVID, go away.
If you, for any bonus material you want to see us react to actual Duende videos on YouTube, be sure to check out our Valley Strange channel. The link will be down below. And you can see us react to Duendes. That's just bonus material that you won't find on this episode. All right, we're going to bring this episode to a close. You've heard us talk about Duendes and making all these fucking connections. And don't blame us if you go crazy listening to this, because, I mean, if your brain is overloaded with information, right? Your brain is overloaded with information. You can't handle this.
This is we're doing it for you.
No, I mean, really, you can kind of go a little loopy when you start looking into subject, like any cryptid, really.
Right.
But with just the prevalence of the little people lore, it is really easy to spiral off into some weird territory. I mean,
have fun.
I did it. I had a lot of fun, but there were also moments where I was like, what the fuck? Am I really having this like thought stream right now? Like,
let me get another beer.
Yeah. That's usually the answer.
Hold
and then
on.
I stare at the screen a little bit and then go,
I need some brain fuel.
Next article.
Okay.
All right, so that'll be it for us. We'll see you on the next episode. I'm not sure what that'll be or when that'll be, but hopefully soon enough.
We'll see.
My name is Ray.
They call me El Bastardo, Thick Supreme. Sorry, there we go.
They don't call him that, but I'm Daniel. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, see you next time. Or listen next time.
Yes, thank you.
Hey, it's ridiculous. I had some kind of a rectal probe. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ridiculous.